Welcome back. You are tuning in to Traders Nation. My pleasure to have with us here today Gabriel Wisdom, author of Wisdom on Value Investing, How to Profit on the Fallen Angels. Gabriel, welcome to Traders Nation. How are you today?
Hey, Kurt. Nice to be here. Thanks.
Good. Gabriel, tough times out there for some of these large cap stocks, and fundamentally there's nothing wrong with them, but they were dragged down by the markets. Where can we find them, Gabe?
Well, they're everywhere at all times. You know, the market is sort of like a large farm. Crops come and others aren't seasonal yet, so you rotate crops.
Sure.
The markets are also very cyclical, and we had the equivalent of the 100-year flood. Anybody waiting for another opportunity like that might wait a very long time. But
sure.
In every short cycle, there's dozens and dozens of great opportunities, and that's what the book, Wisdom on Value Investing, How to Profit on Fallen Angels, is about.
Yeah, there's a lot of great companies out there, like we talked about in the intro here. Fundamentally, nothing wrong with them, but they got dragged down with the rest of some of the others, and people are having a difficult time trying to figure out heads and tails of which ones. I mean, is there a good place that they should be going? Is there a checklist that they should be following, Gabe, to try to weed out those pickers in the crop?
That's a very good question. Absolutely, they should have a checklist. The reason why many people, in fact most people, missed the fallen angels of the last recent affair, and those stocks have doubled, some have tripled. The 10 fallen angels for the next 5 years that are listed in the book, and the book just came out, they're already up some 50% from where they were at the publication.
Sure.
But the reason people miss is they don't have a checklist, and they let emotion or concepts, names of companies. It's sort of like horses at the track. People bet on the horse that has a name they like, or they like the color of the jockey's shirt.
Yeah.
Not a winning solution. So we have in the book the pilot's checklist for successful investing. I'm a private pilot, and the FAA requires that before you take to the air that you go through a detailed checklist, make sure your airplane is airworthy, because up in the sky there's no place to pull over in case something goes wrong. Well, if it does go wrong, you could die in an airplane. In the market, you won't die, but you could be broke.
Yeah, you can be taken out quite quickly, all right, as we're going down in the Hudson. Gabriel, all right, so if there's got to be still opportunities left, and somebody's out there right now, and they're watching, and they're listening, and they're saying, okay, all right, so maybe I missed the first wave, and maybe I missed the second wave, but I don't want to be out of the game here. Does Wisdom of Value Investing, the 9 checkpoints, does that offer a way or a path, a roadmap, if you will, Gabe, to finding those that are still left, some of those values?
Yeah, absolutely. And people shouldn't confuse the term fallen angels with, dogs like dogs of the Dow.
Right.
These aren't dogs. These are cats. They're cheap and timely securities.
Yeah. Right.
On Wall Street, cats are smarter than dogs. They don't have emotion. They won't follow their owner right off a cliff.
Right.
The cats they're timely because the institutions want to own them. You can see them in the chart patterns. They start turning up. And so fallen angels, they're fallen because they're down, angels because they're rising. And we suggest a 3-year mindset. And then you have the benefit of what others have called time arbitrage, which is the rational investor's ally.
All right, so to start, go right to the fundamentals. Should people, investors, look at the company's fundamentals, meaning are they still making money? Are they profitable? Are they staying afloat? Should it be the fundamentals?
Well, I think you start with the fundamentals because that's when you're going to determine quality.
Yeah.
If the fundamentals are intact, then you can look at timeliness. You don't want to overpay for high quality any more than you want to, pay $500,000 for a $100,000 Mercedes.
Right.
But people do it on Wall Street all the time.
Right.
Confusing quality with value at any price. So fundamental analysis is essential. The book just takes you through a simple checklist so you know how to value a stock. A stock isn't cheap just because it's fallen in price. It's cheap because the relative value of the company has increased, and yet the share price has decreased.
Right.
And so first you find that, and then you pay attention to technical factors, to timing, and that's where we describe cats versus dogs.
Sure. Now, general wisdom on some of these securities has turned negative. I mean, there's no doubt about that. There's still people sitting on the sidelines. They feel stung. Is there any words of wisdom that you should give them right now that, hey, listen, you can find value, you can find quality, and you've got to be able to go for the long haul? What would that be? Right?
Well, I like the words of Sir John Templeton, who died recently. He was one of the great bargain hunters of an entire generation. He said, bull markets are born on pessimism, they grow on skepticism, they mature on optimism, and they die on euphoria. The time of maximum pessimism is the best time to buy, and the time of maximum optimism is the best time to sell. The market right now is climbing a wall of worry. There's anything but maximum optimism out there. If anything, there's a great deal of pessimism, and you see it in the price of gold and other commodities.
Sure. All right.
So it's actually a good time to get on the wave. The wave is not breaking; it's building.
Now, political environment, is that going to be a game changer? And I mean, for instance, today, Pelosi, she's out. She wants to tax anything and everything that looks like security, a transaction, etc. Should we be concerned about that?
I think you've got to be careful about paying too much attention to headlines and politics. A careful examination of American history shows that in every market cycle, the news has been horrible.
Right.
For the most part.
Yeah.
And consider even the most obvious political concepts like global warming. Former Vice President Al Gore received all this acclaim for his efforts to focus world attention on the problem of global warming.
Right.
He won a Nobel Peace Prize, and then he joined a large venture capital firm to put together the inconvenient portfolio made up of stocks that were supposed to be green and earth-friendly. Sure. And as of now, the average value of the inconvenient portfolio is down 50% from 3 years ago.
All right, so that's really speculation, isn't it? Is this eco-green environment for the future is all speculation? Because they're talking about spending billions of dollars on technology we don't have that's going to put people to work, but is it all speculation? Is there anything solid? Is there a solid foundation in eco-green energy when it comes to future and investing in the United States?
It's a great story, and stories sell.
Yeah.
But stories don't hold up for long. It is like, as Warren Buffett said some time ago, it's sort of like Cinderella at the ball. Everyone's dancing in a room where the clocks don't have any hands.
Right.
And then suddenly, poof, it's all pumpkins and mice. And the tech wreck of 2000 proved it. You had many fine companies fall off a cliff, and they became fallen angels, and they have recovered dramatically. In fact, they're trading many of them at all-time highs now. So there'll always be those kinds of opportunities. In my book, Wisdom on Value Investing, How to Profit on Fallen Angels, is all about how to do it.
All right. So really, then, words of wisdom would be, don't speculate on potential future. Look at Warren Buffett. He bought a railroad. That's old school stuff. That's where the iron meets the iron, right?
He bought it because it's a monopoly or duopoly. You can't go out and create a railroad. You can't even go out and buy the land to put the tracks down. Yeah. So the barrier to entry in the railroad business is so high that owning it is similar to owning the only bridge that's going to get you from here to the other side of the river. Right. People have to pay the toll if they want to go there. So I mean that's one of the tenets of deep value investing is you want to buy companies that are trading way below their replacement value. All right, we come back, and this is where we're at. I think it has to be proven, and I think it has to be an infrastructure, and it's got to be in place. Gabe, where can we find a copy of Wisdom on Value Investing? We can go to Amazon.com, and they've got a nice discount for your listeners there. All right. Or it's on the bookstores. All right, how about a website, Gabe? GabrielWisdom.com. All right, GabrielWisdom.com. And, of course, we have Gabriel Wisdom with us today. Wisdom on Value Investing, how to profit on fallen angels. Gabe, thanks for your time today. Appreciate it. Thank you, Kurt. You bet. All right, get a copy today, Amazon.com or your favorite bookstore.